but I'm excited to be a part of this group, and I figured I would share one of my favorite breakfasts that I make that's pretty healthy. They are protein waffles, and it definitely helps to satisfy that craving when you want a bunch of carbs but your diet is trying to avoid them. So I was gonna walk through kind of how I make them. It's super easy and really fun to make, so please excuse the way I look. I just woke up and I have no makeup and my hair is all grungy, but I do a lot of bikini competitions and fitness competitions, so this is one of the options that I concocted when I was trying to stay within my meal plan but get creative with the food that I could eat. So I'm gonna walk you through it. It's gonna be super easy and hopefully you guys will like it. Okay, so to start making your protein pancakes, you need an egg. If this is just for one person, you need one egg, then some egg whites. If you don't have liquid egg whites, you can just use regular eggs and just not use the yolks. Some milk. I usually throw in some cinnamon for flavor, and then some oats. I just use quick oats. Just depends on what you have. You can just use what you have. I use like a little bullet type blender, and then obviously a waffle maker. So I already pre-measured a half a cup of oats, and that's what we're going to use. First, I'm going to put it into the blender and blend it up to make it like a powdery consistency. Okay, so I've blended my oats in my blender. You see it's kind of like a floury type of consistency. That's what you want, but you want to make sure you do that first. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the eggs and the liquid egg whites to my blender and start blending that all together. But I almost forgot, the most important part of the protein pancakes is the protein, which is right there. So I gotta grab that. So I grabbed my protein. I usually do a little less than 1 full scoop. Typically the more protein you have in comparison to like eggs and egg whites, they can be a little bit more dry, so I usually use a little less than 1 scoop. So I just put that in there. I already pre-measured a half a cup of the egg whites. That is equivalent to about 3 egg whites. So usually I do 3 egg whites and then 1 whole egg. So I'll put that in now, and then I'll crack my egg and get to blending. Okay, so I've blended everything first. It's like a pretty thick batter consistency. So now I'm just going to put a little bit of cinnamon in there for taste, and then just a really small splash of milk, and then that will just help to thin it out a little bit. So now I'm going to blend it again, and then it will be ready to put into the waffle iron. So I already preheated my waffle iron. It has this little ready light on it. Makes it super easy, but then just get whatever non-stick cooking spray you use, spray it on there, and then pour your batter into the waffle iron. Obviously wasn't prepared because I hadn't taken the lid off. So it is going to be a little bit more runny than regular like pancake batter, which is okay, and it's just because of like the eggs and stuff, but it will thicken up, I promise, in there. You can also, if you're not a fan of waffles or waffles take too long, or you're making these for kids and you have multiple kids, you can also make like protein pancakes. They are a little bit thinner than regular pancakes, but they're still really tasty. And now we wait. Alright, so my waffle iron light says that it's ready, so we'll see how it looks. Sometimes I usually like to leave mine in a little bit longer because I like them a little bit more crispy. This looks like it's pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and pop it out, put it onto this plate. Usually what I top my protein waffles with is a little bit of peanut butter. Especially when I'm prepping, I'll use sugar-free syrup. I typically don't use sugar-free products any other time if I'm not prepping, just because using a lot of artificial sweeteners is not that great. So usually I'll use like stevia or something like that. But for this particular video and today, we're going to use some sugar-free syrup just to top it a little bit. So I'm going to take it out and you guys can see the finished result. Okay, so this is the finished product of our protein waffles. Da, 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 da. So they're really good. I just put a little bit of peanut butter on top. Usually if I'm being really strict with my diet, I'll actually measure out 1 tablespoon of peanut butter and that's all I'll put on here. But I'm making these for my boyfriend, so I put a little bit extra and then I just drizzled it with some sugar-free syrup on top. So I hope you guys try it. Let me know if you like it, any tweaks or anything to make them more tasty and delicious. Have a good day.